The subject that I really want to talk to you about in this video is the idea of using everything that you have. I want to share with you a real personal story. There was a conversation that happened between me and my mum, God rest her soul, Gloria McKen, and this was me when I started to get involved in stuff, and she said to me, if you ever want to find out your true value, take away everything around you that you own, and whatever you've got left is yours to keep. That's your true worth, that's your true value. Let me tell you something what happened to me. I was in custody. I dropped out of education at the age of 14, left school with no GCSEs whatsoever, and I'm in prison, and I'm literally, okay, what can I do? Like, there must be help and support for someone like me. When I scouted around, I found nothing. So my journey first started with the Samaritans. The Samaritans had this thing within prison called the Listener Scheme. And I honestly thought, you know what, at the very least, I've got 2 ears. I must be able to help and support people that are going through crisis. So I joined them. I joined the Listener Scheme. And one of the things that happened to me was that because we were a trusted source within prison, like confidential, we could only talk to each other and to the Samaritans when they visited the prison once every 2 weeks. I was faced with a stark reality. Guys were calling me out, and not for the things that you'd think they were. So one guy called me out, headed down to his cell. He said, sit down on the bed, mate, which what we classed as holy ground. You know, don't sit down on a person's bed without them asking for it. And then he went over and he pulled out this big stack of letters. And he said to me, Jay, could you do me a favour? Could you read these letters to me? I was like, what? He's like, mate, I don't want anyone else on the wing to know. Like I can't read. Like, I need you to read me the letters, and then I need you to help me write some letters back. And I was hit with this stark reality that this guy, as serious as his offences were, he lacked the basic skills. A skill that I had forsaken, like, because I dropped out of school, but at least I could read and write. That was the start of a journey of 1,000 journeys. What do I mean by that? I mean that once he knew that I could read, he told his friends, and loads of people were calling me out to read their letters. Now here's the reality of it. Even when I lost everything else, like the basic fundamental that I had was still of worth. I could have been waiting for that big opportunity. Loads of people in life wait for that big win, that big... How many times have you heard people say, like, if I only won the lottery, I would do this, I would do that. When everything else is lost, use the very basics that you have, but use everything that you have. What I decided to do was that myself and this other inmate, we applied for funding because I was like, there's got to be something in this. And we set up the toe-by-toe reading and writing scheme. Its aims were to teach inmates how to read and write. And to this day, 11 years on after my custody release, it's still running and fully fledging. And the officers' disbelief that we had managed to obtain funding and serving inmates was a shock in itself. You see, we knew the value of what happens when everything is stripped away. We knew the value of that, and we were willing to use everything that we had. That was the start of a big journey for me, and that journey led me to design many other projects, because I was like, well, if I can do that with nothing, what else can I do? That was the start of a big journey. There's another scenario that happened when I was in custody, and this was all about my goddaughter. Ourselves as a family, we decided that we weren't going to let her know that I was in custody. You know, she'd barely been born. She always used to say, I'm your birthday present, because she was born on the same day as me. So how did I get around it? I'm in custody. Regardless of what the newspapers say, the actual amount you get is actually £2.50 a week, and they take away 40p for the television licence. But I would scrimp and save, I'd go along to education. And somehow, you know, I'd save over the course of a year, and we would just get something very random. And I think one year we sent her a boomerang. Said, yeah, I'm in Australia having a great time. You know, hope you're doing well, happy birthday. Imagine, after my release, I went into this girl's bedroom and across her wall are all of the different presents from where I've been, from all around the world. See, this is the reality. You've got to make whatever you've got count, because waiting for the big win could take a hell of a lot of time. Do the best with what you've got, no matter how little that is. And it really touches me. I've seen so many families in hardship, and even though they may not be rich in money, they are rich in love. Like love in experiences that you could never imagine. And it surprises me that some people still chase those incredible out there goals, incredible dreams, when actually they've got stuff in their hands that money can't even buy. Do not ever make that mistake. Do not substitute a perfect storm for what you have right now, which is immeasurable, more valuable and more treasurable and will last a lot longer. So that's my message for you today. Use everything that you have and make the absolute best with what you have got. My name's Junior Smart. Until next time.